I don't need to worry about you having taken this test already.
Well, I did take it, and I got like a 590 on the math part.
Okay, good. You took the test, but not this test right here, right? Not the one I'm on right now?
Yeah, the SAT. I took the new SAT.
Correct.
I got
But you didn't
six.
go to this website to prepare for it, right?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
So the practice problems we get in this one are going to be practice problems that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, no, I
That's what
haven't
I'm
seen.
wanting. I don't want to do practice problems where you've already seen the problems.
And Taylor's over too. He came over my house.
I'm Mr. Callan.
What's Taylor doing? Taylor must be in college.
Yep, I'm in college, Mr. Callan.
Hey, Taylor, how's it going? Where are you going to college?
I'm at Broward right now in an aviation program, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I have my private pilot's license. I'm working on my instrument reading right now.
Uh-huh. All right. And Dominic, you're a senior?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's just start with practice test number 1.
Let's do it.
Hmm. Guess I got to do this. It's been a while since I've done these. Okay. Got to do this. And first part is the verbal, obviously.
Yeah. I've always been pretty good at that part.
Okay, good. What'd you get on the verbal?
Only 600, but if I try on this one, I could probably beat it a little bit.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good score for the verbal. I beat my score on the verbal when I took it in high school.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm more of a English kind of guy than a math kind of guy.
I did get a 720 on the math when I was in high school, but I only got like 580 on the verbal.
What was your final score then? Like 12 something?
I think it was, yeah, it was 12, whatever that adds up to be. The part that got me into mines was the 7. Actually, I think it was 737 on the math. Hold on a second. I got to figure out what to do with this dog here. I'm going to try to leave my door open and see if I don't drive everybody out. Come on in, Sonny. This dog, if I leave it in, it always wants to go out. If I leave it out, it wants to go in. And if I leave the door open, then other people in the house are hearing me yell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dog just said
Let me blow this up a hair so you can see these problems. Okay. And let's just start from number 1 and work our way through it. Now, as you know by now, these things start out easy and they get harder. This is no different.
I already know what the first one is.
These first ones are going to be relatively easy. So what's x equal to?
10.
Okay, number 2.
Right.
How do you add complex numbers?
What does I mean again?
Well, it's an imaginary number. Hold on a second. Let me just take care of this. Excuse me 1 minute. I hate to do this to anybody, but just I get people that want to know what time their session is. 6:30. All right. Sorry. Okay, number 2. It tells you what I is. I is the square root of -1, and I is an imaginary number. The secret is whenever you're doing these, do the real parts first and then the imaginary parts second. So what's the real parts add to?
10 plus
Where are you
1.
going to 10?
7. Oh, no. So just 7.
No. 7 minus 8. What is that?
Yeah, this -1.
Okay. And what's the imaginary part?
12.
Plus 12i.
Yeah, okay, that's much easier.
There's A plus BI format. That's how all your answers are always going to look.
Yeah, it's just like combining like terms. I get it.
Yeah, the A is the real part, the I is the imaginary part, and the B is the real coefficient of the I term.
Mm-hmm.
But it's real easy. You just add the real parts. If this was a subtraction, then I would subtract the real parts and I would subtract the imaginary parts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to work on the third one while you're doing
That's
it.
okay. I'm not going to take that message. I don't take everybody, but somebody was blowing my phone up. So, yeah, go ahead and read the third part, and let's talk about it.
What is the total number? It's 9. Wait, no. 5. 4. It's D. It's D, right?
No, it's actually C, but this is an excellent.
Oh, no, I mixed up the.
I know. I want to use this problem, though, to point out how you can solve this with certainty. If your life depended on it, there's an easy way to come up with the answer. Okay? It's called picking numbers. And you can pick numbers whenever you have variables in the question and all of your answers have those variables in them. In other words, what that tells me is that M and P don't have to be any specific numbers. Everything is just relating M and P. So I can make up stuff. I can make up numbers for M and P if I want. Well, make up some simple numbers for M and P.
1 and 2.
Now tell me how many messages they sent. How many did Armand send?
5 and 8.
So our answer should be 13, right?
Yep.
Now, plug in the M and the P into all 4 of those answers, and whichever one is 13 is your answer. Certainly isn't that one. That's 18. So that ain't it. That's 20. That's not it. That's 13.
Yep, I got it.
And this one is 15. And I could have used an M of 3 and a P of 4. The advantage of picking numbers is that in your mind, it's really easier to figure out how to come up with the answer when you actually have numbers there rather than variables. And so, like I said, if somebody said you're going to live or die based on whether you get this right or wrong, you're going to pick some numbers, right? In other words, you're not going to rest on the logic that it should be 5m plus 4p. I'm going to make sure that that's right. And you can frequently do it with numbers. Now, this problem isn't hard enough that I'd have to pick numbers. In other words, I can look at this problem and I can see that it's 5m plus 4p. But sometimes they might make it more complicated, where you have to do multiplication twice and then a division also. In other words, they might have 3 variables and one of them needs to be divided. And those are really tough to wrap your brain around. It's really hard to figure out how to do those, but not if you pick numbers. If you pick numbers, you'll be able to figure out in a flash, and then you just have to find whichever answer equals the answer you know to be true given the numbers you pick. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go down to number 4. I like to think there's 3 ways to answer a problem on the SAT. There's the algebraic method, there's the picking numbers method, which we just did, and then there's back solving, where you don't know how to solve the problem, but you can take the answers they give you and see if they're correct. And there are specific problems that lend themselves to each type of method. And I'll point them out as we go through these. This is not picking numbers, and this is not back solving. Just read this and see if you can figure out what the meaning of 108 is.
It's B.
Yeah, she starts each week with 108 phones to fix. Because when D is 0, she's still got 108 phones to fix. But after day 1, she's fixed 23 of them. Now she only has 85 left. Okay. Now, number 5. Hold on, let me scroll down far enough. No, I can't do it. I'll have to do it this way. So, we're going to simplify that expression by removing the parentheses.
You got it.
If I remove the first set of parentheses, do I have to do anything?
No.
Okay. But if I remove the second set of parentheses, what am I left with? In other words, I don't do anything. I still got x squared y minus 3y squared plus 5xy squared. Now give me the rest of it. Give me what all of that turns into.
Minus just x squared.
This negative sign in front of the parentheses has to be distributed to every term. That's the secret.
So I have to make everything negative then?
No, you got to distribute the negative sign to everything. So the first term is negative, it's going to turn positive.
Yeah, that's what I was saying first.
But the second term is going to turn negative.
So minus 3xy squared plus 3y squared.
Correct. Now you can combine everything to get your answer. And the best thing to do here is see if anything cancels. Well, I got a minus 3y squared and a plus 3y squared. What else do I got? I got an xy squared and another x squared y. X squared y and another x squared y. What is that?
What do you mean?
Well, what's that add to? Those two.
X to the 4 y.
I got one apple and I got another apple. How many apples do I got?
2.
So, got to be 2x squared y.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, that takes care of that one and that one. And then I got 5xy squared minus 3xy squared. This is an orange. So I got 5 oranges minus 3 oranges. How many oranges do I got?
2xy squared plus 2xy squared. So it's C.
And these problems are not hard, but everybody tends to make this mistake when there's a negative sign there. They don't want to distribute it to everything in the parentheses, and you have to. Negative signs are the killer. If that was a positive sign like that, then I could just remove all the parentheses and not do anything, and then just combine all the like terms. But when it's a negative sign, it's much harder to remove this second set of parentheses.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's have a look at 6. I want to get to 7 because 7's a fun one.
Okay. Yeah, so heights 4 inches. Height equals 3 times age plus 1.
Think slope. Slope is your average rate of change. That's what they're asking. They're asking,
Okay.
why does this boy's height increase each year?
3.
Exactly.
It's pretty simple as soon as you
You
just.
just have to recognize that you're looking at y equal mx plus b. M is slope, and that's what they're asking for, is slope. Slope,
Yeah.
average rate of change.
Yeah.
Okay?
So it's just you have to look at like what affects the A.
Yeah, you could again, if your life depended on it, you wouldn't just answer 3. What you would do is plug in some numbers. In other words, let's plug in ages 2 and 3. Well, at age 2, hold on, I don't want to finish this. I want to give you this other method also. At age 2, his height at age 2 is going to be 3 times 2 plus 28.6. His height at age 3 is going to be 3 times 3 plus 28.6. Well, he was 6 inches there. He's 9 inches there. He grew by 3 inches. So in that 1 year, he's growing by 3 inches, and he'll grow by another 3 inches between ages 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 each year. But that's why it ends up being the M of the y equal mx plus b. This is a good problem because it's not a hard problem. It's an easy problem.
Okay.
And yet it looks like about as hard as someone could come up with.
Okay. Let me look at it for a second.
Okay?
Okay. So it's a monthly loan payment and an interest rate or.
All of that stuff is meant to merely confuse you. You don't even need to read it.
Okay.
And I'm serious about that. The SAT is famous for putting irrelevant stuff into their problems, meaning stuff that you don't have to know what it means. You don't have to know what it is, you don't have to know what it is, you don't have to know any of that. This is an algebra question.
Can I see the fourth answer?
Yeah. That was my problem, as I couldn't get all of the answers on there. Let me minimize it a little bit. There. Hold on.
Okay.
There's another one under. No. That's it. Just a second. Get them all in there.
Okay. So it's.
Let me give you a hint.
It's A or B.
Okay. Let me give you another hint, since you haven't figured it out yet. If I said to you, M is equal to X times P, solve that for P.
P equals M divided by X.
Okay, now let me say M is equal to X over Y times P. Solve that for P.
P is equal to M times. Oh man, wait. Yeah, M times. Yeah.
A reciprocal of X over Y, right?
Yeah.
In other words, you multiply both sides by y and divide both sides by x. And that's how you get the y over x. This is what we are looking at. Only that's x and that's y. So what's the answer?
So it's
y has to be in the numerator.
it's B.
Exactly.
Because you
Y
flip
is
it.
in the numerator. X is in the denominator. Precisely. And none of this depends on doing any of this math. In other words,
Yeah.
there's people that could spend 15 minutes on this problem by trying to simplify these things that they've put in there, or trying to do the multiplication. Can you imagine anybody trying to multiply r over 1200 times 1 plus r over 1200 to the nth? That'd be a
That would
nightmare. And
that would
it's
figure
meant
out
to be that hard. It's meant to look like a super hard problem, but actually it's a relatively easy problem. I might even, if I had to divide these problems up into easy, medium, and hard, this would be between easy and medium. Definitely would not fall to the hard category. But it's a great example of, look at all this information they want you to sort through. It takes 2 minutes just to figure that paragraph out.
Yeah.
The secret is to not figure it out. To recognize immediately that is all they're asking you to do is solve an algebra equation. They're asking you to do. They're not asking anything about percents, monthly payments, number of months, none of that. This is an algebra problem. X over y times p. All right. Let's see. That's probably a good place to stop. One thing we'll remember that spot. And welcome to, when are you taking the test, Dominic?
December 2nd.
Okay. So
Do
we
you
got
mind
a little less than a month.
Yeah. Do you mind if we schedule an appointment right now, if you're free?
Oh, that's fine. Let me bring up my calendar here.
How's Thursday looking? Is it booked up or?
Totally.
Wow.
Just like Wednesday is.
Okay.
Times that are going to work for you are going to be mornings for me, or noon. If you want something, when do you get out of school? In other words, when can you do a session?
Probably the earliest for you is 2 o'clock.
I can do 2 o'clocks.
On Friday?
Yeah, let's do it 2 o'clock on Friday.
No, that's like a little sketchy because I'm not always home right at 2 o'clock.
Well, we don't have to do it. Well, we can do 2:15 if you want, just half an hour.
4 would be better for your time.
Okay, let's do 2:15 to
No.
I'm sorry, what?
I meant 4 your time. So that's 6 my time. That way I'm home and I'm.
That works good also?
Yeah, I'll do 4 I'll do a 4 o'clock on Friday.
Okay.
And the account I made is connected with the old wallet I had, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. What did you just say? I didn't totally understand you.
Like my aunt said that I still had money in like.
Yes, you have a $44 credit balance, or at least
Okay,
you did going into today's session.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and yeah, for sure. She doesn't need to send anything yet. So I will send you the meeting ID number at 4. And let's see, I misspelled this, didn't I? It's the first I should be an E. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Let's fix that.
The uncommon spelling of the name.
It is kind of, yeah. Although it's a relatively unusual name to begin with. So, okay. I'll talk to you at 4 on Friday.
Okay, see you then.
Okay, Don.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.